Have you ever imagined stepping into a world hidden beneath your feet, a secret city that has survived for thousands of years, quietly tucked away from the sun? That's exactly what I felt the first time I learned about the Derinkuyu Underground City in Turkey. It's like something out of a dream or a fairy tale, mysterious, ancient, and completely captivating. I can almost picture the narrow tunnels, carved out by hands long gone, leading to rooms filled with stories waiting to be told. Derinkuyu isn't just a single building or a small cave. It's a sprawling underground network stretching as deep as 60 meters below the surface with multiple levels, some of them hidden from the world for centuries. Walking through its corridors, I imagine the families who once lived here, moving quietly in the dark, their lives shaped by the need for safety and community. There are rooms for sleeping, kitchens, even churches, every corner designed with care, as if someone had known exactly how people would need to live in a hidden world. What's truly magical about Derinkuyu is how it blends practicality with ingenuity. There are ventilation shafts that bring fresh air to the deepest corners, wells that provide water, and stone doors that could be rolled into place to protect the city from intruders. It's like stepping into a real, life puzzle where every detail matters and every passageway has a purpose. I love thinking about how resourceful the people were, creating a safe haven beneath the earth that could support entire communities. As I imagine exploring those narrow staircases and winding tunnels, I feel a sense of adventure and wonder. It's thrilling and a little spooky at the same time. The shadows seem to whisper stories of the past, of people who lived, laughed, and persevered in a world far below what we usually see. I find myself drawn to the idea that history isn't just something you read about in books. It's something you can feel, something you can touch, especially when you walk through a place as unique as Derinkuyu. Visiting or even learning about this underground city reminds me of how incredible human creativity can be. It's a testament to our ability to adapt, to find solutions, and to dream big, even when the circumstances are challenging. The city also has this magical quality of making you feel connected to the past, as if you are walking alongside the generations who came before, learning from them, and experiencing a small part of their world. I think Derinkuyu also sparks curiosity in a way that very few places can. Every corner hides a secret, every turn has a story, and every shadow makes you wonder what life was like down there all those years ago. It's a place that encourages you to imagine, to explore, and to feel a deep sense of awe for the people who made it possible. There's something empowering about seeing how much can be achieved with courage, intelligence, and determination. And maybe that's why I love Derinkuyu so much, not just because it's underground or ancient, but because it feels alive with the energy of countless generations. It's a city built on resilience, hope, and the belief that even in the darkest places, life can thrive. Thinking about it makes me want to explore more, learn more, and discover the hidden wonders that the world still keeps secret. Derinkuyu is more than just an underground city. It's a reminder that sometimes the most extraordinary things are hidden right beneath our feet, waiting for someone curious enough to uncover them. It's a place that inspires imagination, courage, and a sense of wonder that I hope I can carry with me, no matter where life leads. Have you ever imagined a world hidden beneath your feet, a place where sunlight barely reaches, yet life has found a way to flourish for centuries? That's exactly what makes Derinkuyu, the underground city in Turkey, so incredibly fascinating. The first thing that captures my attention is just how vast it is. When I picture it in my mind, I can see countless narrow tunnels stretching deep into the earth, twisting and turning like a maze built by people with a deep understanding of both their environment and their needs. It's not just a small cave or a secret room. It's an entire city hidden below the surface, designed to shelter and sustain entire communities in times of danger. And knowing that people lived, worked, and thrived there makes it feel almost magical, like stepping into a storybook where the ordinary rules of life above ground don't entirely apply. The depth of Derinkuyu is astonishing. Stretching as far as 60 meters below the surface, the city is made up of multiple levels, each carefully crafted for specific purposes. I love imagining the first explorers or builders chiseling away at solid rock, layer by layer, creating rooms that would one day hold families, food, water, and faith. The thought of generations moving quietly through these tunnels, dependent on one another, brings a sense of intimacy and wonder. It's as if every corner of this city carries a secret, a story of the people who walked there before us, of their daily routines, their fears, and their hopes. And while it's underground, there's a sense of community that seems to shine through, as if the darkness itself encouraged people to come together, to rely on each other in ways that might not have been as necessary above ground. One of the things that makes Derinkuyu so mesmerizing is its design. It's not just a shelter, it's a marvel of planning and engineering. Every level, every corridor, every small chamber was purposefully created. There are rooms for sleeping, areas for cooking, storage spaces for food, and even chapels where people could gather in quiet reflection. The architects and builders thought about everything, from ventilation shafts that carry fresh air down to the deepest levels, to wells that ensure water is always available, to stone doors that could be rolled into place to protect the city from outsiders. The sheer practicality of it makes me admire the creativity and intelligence of the people who made it possible. They weren't just building a place to hide, they were building a place to live, to grow, to survive, and to maintain a sense of normalcy even in extreme circumstances. As I picture walking through Derinkuyu, I can almost feel the cool, slightly damp air brushing against my skin. The tunnels are narrow, winding, and sometimes even a little spooky, but there's also a thrill in imagining what life must have been like there. I think about families moving through these passages, carrying food, lighting small lamps, whispering to each other as they navigate the labyrinth. I imagine children playing quietly in hidden corners, their laughter echoing softly against stone walls, or the careful, deliberate footsteps of elders moving through the city to check on everyone's safety. Every space seems to tell a story, and it's impossible not to feel connected to the people who once called this underground city home. What really captivates me is that Derinkuyu feels alive even today, centuries later. The architecture, the ingenuity, and the sense of community make it more than just an archaeological site. It's a place that sparks imagination, inviting anyone who enters or learns about it to step into a world completely different from the one above ground. It's a reminder that human creativity knows no bounds, that even in darkness, people find ways to flourish, to protect one another, and to create a space that feels like home. There's something empowering in that thought, something that makes me want to explore more, to uncover hidden stories, and to appreciate the depth of history that exists all around us, often just beneath our feet, waiting to be discovered by someone curious enough to look. One of the things that makes Derinkuyu truly remarkable is the incredible ingenuity behind its design. It's not just an underground city, it's a masterpiece of planning and problem solving, where every tunnel, every room, and every feature was carefully thought out to meet the needs of the people who lived there. I love imagining the minds that created this hidden world, people who had to think not only about shelter, but also about safety, comfort, and survival in an environment that is naturally challenging. The fact that they could carve an entire city out of solid rock, with so much attention to detail, makes me feel a deep sense of awe. I can picture their hands chiseling through stone, their faces focused, and their minds racing with ideas about how to make life underground not just possible, but sustainable and even functional. Ventilation is one of the aspects that fascinates me the most. The builders of Derinkuyu understood the importance of fresh air, and they created a network of ventilation shafts that allowed air to circulate even in the deepest levels of the city. I can imagine walking through a narrow corridor and feeling a gentle breeze coming from a cleverly hidden shaft above, a reminder that someone long ago had already solved the problem of breathing in the darkness. It's so easy to take fresh air for granted, yet in a place like Derinkuyu, it's a lifeline, a sign that intelligence and care were just as important as courage and strength. Thinking about how they managed airflow makes me appreciate the subtle brilliance behind the city's design, how even small details could make a huge difference in the lives of the people living there. Water was another essential consideration. Derinkuyu has wells that supply water to the deepest parts of the city, a necessity for life underground. I imagine families gathering around these wells, filling containers and sharing conversations, the sound of water echoing softly against the stone walls. It's not just a practical feature, it's a connection to daily life, a rhythm that brings normalcy to a place that might otherwise feel entirely isolated. The people who built this city had to anticipate every need, creating a system where water, food storage, and ventilation all worked together seamlessly. There's something almost magical about that level of foresight, as if they were creating not just a shelter, but a living, breathing community under the earth. Protection was, of course, a major priority. The city includes massive stone doors that could be rolled into place to close off tunnels, safeguarding the inhabitants from invaders. I like to imagine the careful, deliberate process of rolling these doors into position, knowing that the city's safety depended on every move. There's a sense of security and ingenuity in that, a reminder that human beings are capable of creating systems that balance both defense and everyday life. The combination of tunnels, chambers, wells, and doors shows a sophisticated understanding of how to survive and thrive under pressure, and it's inspiring to think about the creativity and determination that went into designing it all. Every room in Derinkuyu seems to have a purpose, from living quarters to communal areas and even religious spaces. Kitchens, sleeping rooms, storage areas, and chapels all exist within this underground maze, a reflection of how thoughtfully the city was planned. I imagine families preparing meals together, sharing stories, and finding moments of comfort despite the darkness surrounding them. The church spaces remind me that even underground, people wanted to maintain their spiritual lives, to gather and find peace, to celebrate traditions, and to pass on beliefs. It's a beautiful testament to the resilience of human nature that even in the most hidden and constrained places, people find ways to nurture both body and soul. What makes the ingenuity of Derinkuyu so captivating is that it's not theoretical or abstract, it's real. The city still stands today as evidence of how humans can adapt to challenging environments. It invites curiosity, encouraging anyone who explores or studies it to marvel at the intelligence and resourcefulness of the people who lived there. I think about how, hundreds of years ago, someone planned these spaces with so much care, balancing practical needs with safety, comfort, and community. There's a kind of magic in that, a reminder that even in darkness, humans can shine brightly through creativity and thoughtful design. One of the most enchanting aspects of Derinkuyu Underground City is the way it was designed to support entire communities. It's not just a place for hiding. It's a full-fledged environment where people could live, eat, work, and pray, all while being protected from the dangers above. I love imagining families moving through the tunnels together, children holding hands as they follow their parents down winding staircases, everyone aware of the careful balance between safety and daily life. The city contains rooms for sleeping, storage areas for food, communal kitchens, and even chapels for worship, which makes it feel almost like a miniature world beneath the surface. Every space serves a purpose, and every corner reflects the lives of the people who made it their home. Thinking about it makes me feel connected to the past, as if I can almost hear the whispers of daily routines, laughter, and quiet conversations echoing through the stone corridors. The sleeping quarters are particularly fascinating to me. I picture families resting in small rooms carved out of the rock, the cool stone providing a natural comfort while the narrow tunnels shelter them from any threat above. Life underground required people to adapt to limited space, and I imagine that they found ways to make it cozy and personal, perhaps with simple mats, blankets, or even small decorations to bring a sense of warmth to their surroundings. It's a reminder that no matter where people live, they find ways to make a place feel like home, even when that place is so different from what we consider normal above ground. The ingenuity and resourcefulness of these families show how human beings can thrive even in challenging circumstances, turning necessity into creativity. Communal spaces like kitchens and gathering areas tell another part of the story. I can imagine women preparing meals over small fires, the aroma of food filling the air as neighbors exchange stories or help one another with chores. The sound of laughter and chatter must have been a comforting constant, a sign of life and normalcy in a place that might otherwise feel isolated or intimidating. It's incredible to think that these underground communities were so well thought out, that the creators of Derinkuyu designed not just for survival, but for living with dignity and a sense of togetherness. Even underground, there was an awareness of the importance of social connection, of gathering, sharing, and maintaining traditions that kept life vibrant and meaningful. The chapels and religious spaces add another layer of richness to the city. I love picturing people kneeling quietly in candlelight, taking a moment to reflect, pray, or find solace in their faith. Even in a hidden world carved out of stone, spiritual life was maintained, showing that people's needs extend far beyond the practical. There's something deeply moving about imagining these quiet, sacred moments amidst the echoing tunnels, a reminder that humanity thrives not just through food, water, and shelter, but through connection, hope, and belief. These spaces make Derinkuyu feel alive with the presence of the past, almost like stepping into a living history where every corner holds a story waiting to be discovered. Another aspect that captures my imagination is the way the city was designed for movement and organization. The tunnels and staircases are narrow but purposeful, guiding people efficiently from one level to another. It's easy to picture someone leading a group of children down a winding corridor to a sleeping room, or a neighbor bringing supplies from a storage area to a communal kitchen. The flow of life seems so carefully choreographed, as if the city itself understood the rhythms of daily living and worked in harmony with its inhabitants. This attention to detail is not just practical, it's a reflection of care, thoughtfulness, and an incredible understanding of human needs. Living in Derinkuyu, you would have required courage and adaptability, and yet I like to think that it also offered comfort and safety. Families could come together, share meals, celebrate rituals, and support one another without fear from the world above. The city's design shows that even in the most hidden, challenging places, life can not only survive but thrive. It's this combination of practicality, care, and imagination that makes Derinkuyu so enchanting, and imagining the lives of its inhabitants makes me feel inspired by the strength, creativity, and resilience of people who lived there exploring or even imagining Derinkuyu. Underground City is such an exciting experience because it sparks a sense of curiosity and wonder that feels almost magical. There's something about walking through a place that was hidden from the sun for centuries that makes me feel like I'm stepping into another world, a secret universe where the ordinary rules of life above ground don't fully apply. I like to picture myself slowly descending into one of the tunnels, the walls close around me, cool and smooth to the touch, with every twist and turn inviting me to uncover a hidden story. The deeper I go, the more I feel connected to the generations who lived there, imagining their daily routines, the quiet conversations in shadowy corners, and the laughter of children playing safely within the walls of this incredible underground labyrinth. It's a feeling that is equal parts thrilling and humbling, like touching history with my own hands. The winding staircases and narrow passageways make the city feel like a real life adventure. I love imagining moving from one level to another, discovering hidden chambers, secret rooms, and spaces that were designed for very specific purposes. Every corner seems to hold a story. Every doorway offers a glimpse into the ingenuity of the people who built it. The narrow tunnels make me feel like I'm part of something intimate, as if the city itself is a living organism guiding me gently through its heart. I can almost hear echoes of footsteps from the past, soft whispers carried through the stone corridors, reminding me that I'm not the first to experience this hidden world, and that countless lives have intertwined here in moments of daily life, survival, and quiet reflection. I find the idea of families moving together through the tunnels absolutely captivating. Parents leading children along the carefully carved pathways, neighbors helping one another carry supplies or share meals, the rhythm of life flowing through a hidden world. It's almost like a dance, choreographed over centuries of experience and understanding. The living spaces, the kitchens, and the communal areas were designed to meet practical needs. But I like to imagine the small personal touches that made the city feel like home. Perhaps there were handmade mats for sleeping, or simple decorations on the walls, or a small altar in a corner of a room where someone could pause and reflect. These little details bring a sense of warmth and humanity to a city carved entirely from rock, reminding me that even in the darkest places, people find ways to nurture comfort, connection, and creativity. The more I think about Derinkuyu, the more I am struck by how it blends safety and everyday life so seamlessly. The stone doors, the ventilation shafts, the wells, all show that survival was a priority, yet the city also maintained spaces for ordinary life, for laughter, meals, and even worship. I imagine children playing quietly in the shadowed corridors while their parents worked, the sound of water dripping from a well providing a constant, soothing rhythm, and the faint glow of lamps illuminating spaces where people gathered to cook, eat, and share stories. The city was a place where life could continue with dignity and meaning, even underground, and that idea fills me with a sense admiration and wonder. There's also a mysterious quality to Derinkuyu that I can't help but love. The tunnels twist and turn, some leading to unexpected chambers, others narrowing and darkening as if inviting exploration, but also testing courage. Every step feels like an invitation to imagine the stories that have unfolded there over hundreds of years, the quiet moments of reflection, the excitement of discovering a new passage, the resilience of communities that depended on one another to thrive. It's this sense of mystery and discovery that makes Derinkuyu so captivating, a place that encourages imagination, sparks curiosity, and reminds me that the world is full of hidden wonders, waiting for someone brave or curious enough to uncover them. The more I visualize life in Derinkuyu, the more I feel inspired by the creativity, resourcefulness, and courage of the people who built it. They managed to create a safe, functional, and even welcoming environment deep beneath the earth. A city that allowed families and communities to flourish despite challenges above. The tunnels, staircases, chambers, and communal spaces all speak to a deep understanding of human needs, a combination of practicality and care, and a touch of magic that comes from imagining life in a place so unlike our everyday experiences. Derinkuyu Underground City is more than just an architectural marvel. It is a powerful symbol of human resilience, creativity, and the ability to adapt even in the most challenging circumstances. When I think about the people who lived there, I feel a deep sense of admiration for their courage and ingenuity. They weren't just hiding from danger, they were building a life, creating a space where families could eat, sleep, worship, and support one another, all while being protected from the uncertainty of the world above. It's incredible to imagine the countless generations who relied on this hidden city, each one contributing in some way to its ongoing survival and functionality. The city itself becomes a testament to the strength of the human spirit, a reminder that even in darkness, life can thrive when people work together, plan carefully, and think creatively. The resilience of the people who called Derinkuyu home is evident in every detail of the city. From the massive rolling stone doors that could secure entire levels to the ingenious ventilation shafts that brought fresh air deep underground, every feature was designed with survival and sustainability in mind. I imagine walking through these tunnels and thinking about the countless times these systems were relied upon, the way families depended on them for safety and comfort. It's inspiring to realize that these solutions weren't built in a single day. They were the result of careful observation, planning, and collaboration over years. This makes me appreciate how human beings can adapt to their environment, not just by surviving, but by creating spaces that allow life to flourish in extraordinary circumstances. Creativity is another aspect of Derinkuyu that fills me with wonder. The city isn't just practical, it's designed thoughtfully to accommodate the needs of a community. Kitchens, sleeping areas, storage rooms, and communal spaces were all carved with precision, and the layout seems to anticipate the daily rhythm of life underground. I like to imagine people going about their routines, preparing meals in the kitchens, carrying water from the wells, gathering in the chapels for worship, and finding moments of connection and joy amidst the shadowed corridors. Every space reflects human intelligence and care, showing that even in places hidden from sunlight, life can be vibrant, organized, and meaningful. Adaptability was essential for life in Derinkuyu. Living underground required people to navigate narrow tunnels, coordinate resources, and rely on one another for survival. I imagine parents teaching children how to move safely through the winding corridors, neighbors sharing tasks, and communities coming together to make the underground city not just a place of refuge, but a functioning, thriving environment. There's a sense of teamwork and unity that feels almost tangible, a reminder that when people work together, they can overcome challenges that might seem insurmountable. This adaptability isn't just physical, it's emotional and mental too, a testament to the strength of human determination and resilience. What strikes me most is that Derinkuyu isn't merely about survival, it's about maintaining humanity. The inclusion of chapels, communal spaces, and thoughtfully organized living quarters shows that people cared about more than just staying alive. They cared about comfort, connection, faith, and community. I love imagining quiet moments of reflection in a chapel lit by the soft glow of candles, the sound of water echoing from nearby wells, or families sharing a meal together in a cozy underground kitchen. These details make the city feel alive, reminding me that even in the most hidden, challenging places, human beings find ways to nurture not only their bodies but their spirits. Derinkuyu also inspires a sense of wonder and curiosity. It encourages us to explore the hidden potential within ourselves, to imagine solutions to problems, and to appreciate the creativity and resilience that people can summon in the face of adversity. I think about how generations of inhabitants relied on the city to survive, adapt, and maintain their lives, and it fills me with a sense of awe at the human capacity for ingenuity. It's more than stone and tunnels. It's a living lesson in resourcefulness, courage, and the enduring power of community. Thinking about Derinkuyu makes me feel hopeful and inspired. It's a reminder that even in difficult times, humans can create extraordinary solutions, support one another, and find ways to thrive. The city embodies resilience, creativity, and adaptability, showing that life can flourish in the most unexpected places, and that people can achieve incredible things when they combine intelligence, care, and determination.